let's take a look at the notes on objective case pronouns, also referred to sometimes as accusative. And if you speak German, sometimes we'll refer to it as also as the dative. They have two different cases for the objective case. The reason I like calling it objective case because it has this word object in the word objective, and it kind of just reminds you how we use them. So we use an objective case pronoun anytime we're working with like a direct object or maybe even an indirect object, the objective complement, which would be like a pattern 10, or the object of a preposition. Right? And those can be found in any of the patterns. And the thing is, the objective case pronouns, we don't usually make any errors on. It's only occasionally with the object of preposition that we occasionally might make an error. But for the most part, these sound correct because we use them correctly. All right. So, example, if I said this incident is just between we or us, hopefully we would all naturally gravitate to the word us. And this is the reason it's a prepositional phrase, has the word between as a preposition, so it needs the objective case pronoun. It's the object of the preposition. So once again, once you figure out what noun position you're looking for, then you say, oh, I'm looking for a direct object, or I'm looking for the object of a preposition. So therefore, it's an objective case pronoun, and I can use any of those objective case pronouns in that position. Now, the problem is when we actually use the objective case pronouns and it's an object of preposition that actually splits. So if I said this incident is just between you and I or you and me, for some reason people start thinking they have to be very formal and they want to use the word I. But the answer is going to be me for the same reason that we'd use the word us. It's just a prepositional phrase. You'd say it's between you and it's between me. And so it's just a prepositional phrase which splits the object of preposition if you imagine it on a diagram, and therefore we get to use any of those objective case pronouns, in this case you and me. Be careful of that one. Lastly, we call the possessive case, sometimes referred to as the genitive case. And so they show up as both pronouns as well as adjectives, as we saw on our list. So if I said, whose car should we take to prom? We could say we should take my car, and that would be the adjective, seen here in yellow. Or we could say we should take mine, which would be the pronoun. And so we call them possessive pronouns and possessive adjectives, all on the same list. But once again, you'll notice that the my is modifying a noun, car, and mine is a noun by itself. Pretty easy stuff. If I said, these are your yoga pants, Rabbi Steve, so those must be theirs. Well, sorry, not sure why there's a confusion of yoga pants, but your, once again, would be the adjective describing the yoga pants, and theirs, with an S at the very end, would be the possessive pronoun. All right. Now, be careful of weird ones which are or sometimes are not words. So we have the it's issue, where it's, and then there's a weird it's with an apostrophe afterward. Here's a there. Another possible problem that we might come across. And there's theirs, other problems that might come across. First off, those last two there in red are not really words. There's no such a word as ITS with an apostrophe or THEIR apostrophe S. So those aren't even words that we have. But just remember, if we're talking about the it's without the apostrophe is possessive, and the it's with the apostrophe is actually a contraction. And that can be confusing because we're so used to the apostrophe as showing possession, but in this case, it's without the apostrophe is possessive. Then there's the it is, which are also could mean it has. There's a there, there's a they are, and there's a there, and there's a theirs and a theirs. And the first theirs, THERE apostrophe S, means there is or there has. It's a contraction. And then the theirs, THEIRS, is the possessive. Pretty easy stuff. There's a whole list of words which really are only acceptable in the state of Kentucky, and I can make fun of Kentucky because I'm from West Virginia, and typically you make fun of the state which is below you. So Pennsylvania, you can make fun of West Virginians, I don't mind, and West Virginians will make fun of Kentuckians, and then Kentuckians, I guess, Tennesseans, and on from there. And so these are words only acceptable in Kentucky, all right, meaning that they are not really words, all right? You trust me, none of those are words. Oh my goodness. If you're thinking about what person looks like from Kentucky, there he is. That possum is ours. Arr. All right, buddy. All right, so let's practice a little bit. So let's go through some example sentences and understand exactly how we use these three different cases to understand exactly which pronoun is correct. So if I said, hello, is Shaniqua there? Yeah, this is she. my best Shaniqua voice. In this case, she is actually correct. I want you to notice that it's the nominative case pronoun. Particularly, it is a predicate nominative. The point here is if we know what noun position we're looking for, we can choose the right pronoun. And the reason that she is correct, even though it sounds very formal for Shaniqua, this is correct because we're saying this is she. It follows the to be verb. It's a predicate nominative, so I get to use a nominative case pronoun. Way to go, Shaniqua. Next one. I always wished I were as smart as her. Well, that's wrong. We should use the word she. And we know that now because this is a nominative case pronoun and it's actually the subject. It's that subject of the elliptical, meaning the sentence continues. And we're saying, I always wished I were smart as she is smart. The third one, the Pittsburgh Steelers fans gave we Dallas Cowboy fans a pity party. Well, we should use the word us. They gave us Dallas Cowboy fans a pity party. You're thinking, like, why? Well, it's an objective case pronoun. And you're like, well, what object is it? It's the indirect object. You're giving a pity party, direct object, to us or us Cowboy fans. It's kind of a positive. And that becomes your indirect object. And that's why we get to use the word us. Number 4, this is simply between you and I. We know this one now. It's you and me. It's an objective case pronoun because this is the object of the preposition between you and between me. Number 5, the source of the potent cabbage smell was me, the cabbage god. Well, unfortunately, you have to use the word I. And for the same reason of Shaniqua's sentence, this is a nominative case pronoun. It's following a to be verb. It's like a pattern 3 or a pattern 5 sentence. And this becomes the predicate nominative. The source was I. Sounds very formal, but that would be correct. And lastly, one of my personal favorites, have you seen my friends? I've lost them. Oh, wait, that's they over there. Well, sad as it is, this is correct. I know it's bizarre. I know, but it is correct. It's a nominative case pronoun, and it's for the same reason as Shaniqua's sentence, same reason for the cabbage god sentence, in the sense that we're saying that is they. It's a predicate nominative. And so we're following it to be verb, so I get to use that is they. It sounds weird, and I don't recommend you ever talking this way, because if you talk this way, it might be a reason why your friends are running away from you. But it is the proper way to write. And once again, writing and speaking pronouns is sometimes different, and that's what we mean by a grammar 3. That depending on the context, you might want to sometimes adjust your grammar. All right, great work, everybody.